So hey there, YouTube. I was originally planning to make this video a review of the new Shazam movie, but that's gonna have to wait till later. Today I'm going to discuss the Joker. As many of you know, I am a fan of the Joker. Well, that's not really covering it. Suffice to say, saying I'm obsessed with the character is an understatement. So, yesterday I was talking with a friend of mine about how Jared Leto was the most accurate Joker. Unpopular opinion, I know. But the fact is, compared to Cesar Romero, who was, in my opinion, the best live-action Joker, only because of the fact that he both portrayed the character accurately and he was an accurate representation of the character for the time. Now, Jack Nicholson was a good Joker. Very funny, very campy, but not suited for the role as the character. He was good, but he was not a good Joker. He was good for what they did. Don't get me wrong. I thoroughly enjoyed Jack Nicholson as the Joker. My favorite Joker of all time in live action has been Heath Ledger, even though Heath Ledger was the most inaccurate Joker there was. I mean, for what they were going for with the character, he was perfect. But he was too erratic. The Joker I grew up with, from comic books and Batman the Animated Series with Mark Hamill as the Joker was never that erratic. He was very theatrical and very, very methodical. But he was never erratic. He was poised, he was composed, and yeah, he lost his cool, but he never just flat out did shit like fucking Heath Ledger's Joker. So by all comparison, the Joker that portrayed the character the best was Cesar Romero for his time. But for the modern day, in the modern day, we have two current Jokers, Joaquin Phoenix and Jared Leto. Now, going by what we know, Jared Leto had over 80% of his scenes cut from the movie, which means it's almost impossible to accurately assess his performance because we didn't get to see his real performance. So, going by what we know, it was a half-assed Joker at best. Almost seemingly just thrown together, no explanation, and thrown into the movie. And in my personal opinion, we didn't fucking need the Joker in that movie. The Joker had nothing to do with the Suicide Squad except for the fact that Harley Quinn was there. What the hell is the point of that? I don't see one. But anyway, I digress. From what we saw of Jared Leto's Joker, he was the most accurate version of the Joker, not in the way he looked, but in the way he portrayed the character as a whole. He was insane. He was condescending. He was poised. And he was very, very theatrical in everything he did. So, taking that into account, he was actually very accurate to the character. Not only that, but as stated by every member of the Suicide Squad acting lineup, Margot Robbie, Common, Will Smith, all of those guys, he stayed in character every scene while shooting, both on and off screen. So he was very into this character. Now, the visual aesthetic that they went for, I didn't agree with. I really didn't. I didn't like the way he looked. I mean, don't get me wrong, the tattoos were okay. I didn't mind the tattoos. And I understood why they gave him, the grill. Because it was stated by the directors and everything, that he got the grill because Batman beat the brakes off of him when he killed the Robin. We don't know which Robin. It was never said. I'm going to assume it's Jason Todd because that's what happened in the comics. And the storyline under the Red Hood. But my biggest qualm with Jared Leto's Joker, and yes, I may be defending him as the Joker in this video because he was not a bad Joker like everybody says. A disappointing Joker, a really, really not good visual portrayal of the character was the costuming they used. I've never seen the Joker wear anything like what they gave him. As far as his performance, from what we were able to see, the way he moved, his mannerisms, that was good. That was the Joker. Oh, I almost forgot. Cameron something on the Gotham TV show. He is a good Joker. Like, he straight up has said he's taken inspiration from Jack Nicholson a little and from Heath Ledger's performance just a tad. But the most he's taken from is Mark Hamill's voice as the Joker. That's where his biggest inspiration for his version of the character has come from. And he makes a damn good Joker for that show. I mean, granted, the show's not that great. I'm in season 4. I don't really like it all that much, but I'm gonna finish it at some point. Anyway, back to Jared Leto. Yes, it was a shit show. The Suicide Squad as a whole was a shit show. As much as I like that movie, and I do like that movie, it was a shit show. Almost the entire movie was a shit show. It felt like 2 movies put together, but that's because they had to rewrite over half of the scenes while filming because of what happened with Batman v Superman. And we all know what a shit show that was. But anyway, as far as the visual aesthetic for the Joker in that movie, they took a lot of inspiration from Frank Miller's All-Star Batman and Robin the Boy Wonder, and yes, that is the full title of the comic. Because when Frank Miller was writing it, he said, whenever DC came to Frank Miller, was like, we want you to do your own version of Batman. He goes, well, I want to do a version about Robin and how he became Robin. And they're just like, no, it has to be about Batman. And he goes, okay, so he made it about Robin anyway. And in that comic, when they showed the Joker in a hotel room, shirtless, he had a giant red dragon tattoo on his back. Now, if you look back at the release for Suicide Squad, they released a bust of Jared Leto's Joker, shirtless, in that iconic scene where with that purple glove he had on. And in there, they showed the back of it, and it too has the giant red dragon tattoo that the Joker had in All-Star Batman and Robin the Boy Wonder. Meaning, this Joker is a representation of the Frank Miller Joker, just as Ben Affleck's Batman is a representation of the Frank Miller Batman from The Dark Knight Returns. So, all in all, he's not a bad Joker. It was a bad representation on the part of the studio for the Joker. And again, I'm obsessed with this character. I've read almost everything, and I stress almost, because this character has 70 plus years of history between thousands of comics, not to mention the numerous hard and soft reboots and retcons by so many different story writers over his extended 70 plus years of history. Okay? So I have to stress almost. But I have read almost everything about this character. I have read psychological studies. I know this character. And somebody yesterday, had the audacity to tell me I have no idea what I'm talking about. Bro, I've read storylines back from the 1940s with the Joker. I have seen the Joker portrayed in Adam West, the 60s Batman, Jack Nicholson in the 1989 Tim Burton Batman. I have seen the Joker portrayed in so many fan films. I have seen the Joker portrayed in almost every form of media there is, and have even written my own Joker origin story script, where at the end of it, you don't even know if it's real or not. Okay? I have a very deep knowledge and an even deeper understanding of this character as a whole. This is my favorite character. Like I said at the beginning of the video, to say I am obsessed with this character is an understatement, and my wife will tell you. I have a video on my YouTube of me doing Joker face paint. Like, you guys can go and watch that. It's a 30-minute video of me explaining and doing my own Joker fucking face paint. Okay? You know, originally whenever I made my last video on the over-analysis of Batman's mental psychology, I can't remember the name of the actual video now that I'm trying to say it. I tried to do this a little bit more professionally, like more organized, where I can actually sit here and I'll have a script written out, or at least a partial script written out, and, you know, read from that. But I'm making this video on a whim, because this got me cross, guys. Like, this dude had me fucked up. How you gonna sit there and tell me I don't know the character when you obviously have no understanding of what the Joker as a character is? The Joker can be anything. Hell, right now in the state of the DC comic universe, there are 3 Jokers. 3 individual people holding the title of the Joker. Alright? 3 separate Jokers in the comics right now at this moment. Okay? I know the Joker. I know the Joker's mental state. Hell, when it comes right down to it, I'm probably the closest thing to the Joker in real life you're gonna get. Fuck, I know the Joker so well that when I do my Joker impression, and yes, I do Joker impressions. I do 3 of them, actually. I do the Jared Leto, just because I like his voice. His voice as the Joker was actually really good. I don't care what people say. I thoroughly enjoyed Jared Leto's vocal adaptation of the Joker. Granted, and I will say granted, Heath Ledger's was better, but I also do a Heath Ledger impression. And I do a Mark Hamill impression. Like, when I do my Joker impression, when I vocalize my version of the Joker, when I set my vocal range to the Joker's, my facial features change. Everything about my persona, my attitude, my mannerisms, they all change. I become the Joker. I have legitimately made people walk away. I have made people take a step back from me when I have done my impression. I have literally had people go, dude, I would pay to see you as the Joker on the big screen. You are too fucking good. Okay? I love the Joker. My wife has actually said, I think you love the Joker more than you love me sometimes. Alright? So for anybody watching this, one thing you do not do is tell me I do not know the Joker. Alright, guys. I gotta go. Stay safe. Stay beautiful. And as always, have a good one, YouTube.